The Big Read from the Financial Times. Can João Lourenço cure Angola of its crony capitalism? It's a great article, read it in full. Celestino Chivava, who worked in the Angolan oil industry until he lost his job after the price collapse of 2014, describes how families wash the bodies of their loved ones on a slab outside. This is a public morgue. They put perfume in the mouth to stop the corpse smelling, he says, of the capital's do-it-yourself funeral services. Sometimes when the electricity goes off, the bodies get stuck together and the families have to pull them apart. In a 2011 audit, the IMF identified a $32 billion discrepancy linked largely to quasi-fiscal operations by state oil company Sonangol that did not appear in official budget accounts. So far, it's more of a vendetta and less of a systemic cleanup, though I'm not closing the file on future progress, Ricardo Soares de Oliveira. Lourenço has already signed a $3.7 billion credit facility with the IMF, the biggest ever such arrangement made by an African country. Angola's ratio of debt to GDP is close to 100%. The new president has also made sweeping changes to the oil industry in an effort to revive production that has fallen from 1.9 million barrels a day to 1.4 million barrels per day. That's a big drop in income. Oil accounts for 95% of the country's foreign revenue, making Angola possibly the most commodity-dependent country in Africa. Until a massive devaluation of the kwanza of 85% last year, the elite simply imported everything they needed, from diesel to champagne. Mr. Vigas grasped the magnitude of the task. He adds, every stone you turn, you don't find a pearl, you find a snake. The country's on the move. Things are really changing and changing fast, he says, pointing to evidence from a drive to weed out undercapitalized banks to a new investment law allowing foreigners to enter Angola without a local partner. Mr. Marquez has a simple interpretation. If you surround yourself with sharks, it's because you like sharks, he says. If I had to summarize what's happening in the country, I would say the president came in with very good intentions, unprecedented political goodwill, and a total lack of vision on how to proceed. Angola's pitch as a safe haven for foreign investment is still a work in progress. The economy continues to suffer. GDP is predicted by the IMF to grow by less than 0.5% this year. He cannot be a reformist, said Marquez, by saving the party and throwing breadcrumbs and false promises to the people.